Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where you'll notice we're a little bit ahead of where we were previously, and once again, I'm having OBS issues. Now, I got like 6 minutes in, we didn't deploy or anything, and my mic just completely cut out. It was working fine according to Windows and my audio interface, and OBS just wasn't getting anything. I don't know. We've ticked forward a couple days here. All I've done here is I have gotten the Battle Master put back together. We did not have the same ballistic accuracy FCS, but we have put in a ballistic crit FCS, which is almost as good. And other than that, we've just ticked forward a couple days, and we did go through and eliminate some of our vehicles from the storage. So that's why our funds are a little bit higher. So that's all that happened, and I guess I saved you like 7 minutes of watching like logistics, so maybe that's not a bad thing, but we're going to tick forward here. But before we do that, I wanted to hop into the barracks because I don't believe that we're getting any more XP from our training simulators. So I just want to make sure that these guys are all promoted. I hadn't done that just yet. So there we go. Muffin Top is now maxed out. That's perfect. Poet is not, and Taboo still has a ways to go as well. Okay, so we're going to tick forward here. We do have a bunch of repairs yet to do. So that was the reason, actually, because there's so much repairing to do here. That was the reason I went through and scrapped some of our mech parts, or rather vehicle parts, because I'm not entirely sure that we're going to... Oh, crowded space? Okay, sure. Space junk, huh? We'll prioritize protecting the mech bay right now. I don't want the mech bay to go down. -2 medical points. That's fine. No problems whatsoever there. Cool. So I'm not entirely convinced that we're going to get to deploy this month tick, and that was the reason why we got the funds together. We got like a couple million C-bills out of getting rid of particularly Seth parts. There were like 9 Seth parts that we had in there that were worth quite a lot, so that's pretty great. So the longbow is going to be finishing up in 5 days. That's beautiful. We're very, very happy about that. And these ticks are going kind of slow. Okay, good to know. The Madcap Mark II is going to be done as well. New holovids, huh? We'll schedule a regular holovid night. Cool. Brother is in high spirits and Taboo is in low spirits, because they got into a political history debate. Good job, guys. Good job. So next up is going to be the Battle Master, done in 10 days. And I did manually repair this, so it is going to be good to go. And yep, as expected, there's that financial report. So we'll go ahead and accept this financial report. No problem whatsoever there. Battle Master will be done in 5 days. We'll just spin our rival's fears into a negotiation advantage and gain 40,000 C-bills. Cool. That's not a lot of C-bills, but it helps. Okay, so the Battle Master is finishing repairs now. The Salamander is still a ways out yet. We've still got a lot of repair work to do. The Annihilator is done. The Salamander is done. Now, before we continue forward, I'm going to hop into the mech bay and make sure there's not anything else that needs to happen here, because the Boar's Head is going to be finishing up in 1 day, and then we're going to have an empty slot in our mech bay for repair work. And yeah, the Mauler needs internal work. In fact, we can just hit this repair button, and that's what we're going to do. Cost 0 C-bills, take 1 day. In fact, it didn't even take a day. Cool. I want to double check the internals of this Mauler though before we proceed, so that'll be fine. Yeah, this looks fine. We're a little bit underweight, but that's to be expected. That's just the way the Mauler is set up. So that's fine. We're going to back on out of here. And we're going to hop into here, and in 3 days, we're going to be ready to deploy. So we do get to deploy before this financial report, but that was a lot of repair work, and that was just because we got kind of wrecked by those Arrow 4s, and it takes a long time to put that armor back on. So let's see what we've got available here, shall we, for a deployment. I'd like it to be something fairly quick and easy because we would like to build our money back up. 2.5 million for a 6.5 skull capture base? That's really not too bad. Allied with Comstar, we might have 6 units defending, or helping us, rather. Yeah, I think this is solid. This is the easiest mission currently available, and it pays well. This is not a free priority salvage, but I'm going to sit here. We're not too interested in salvage. We want to get this month tick paid for. Absolutely. So what are we going to deploy? I want to deploy the longbow for sure. Who are we going to leave at home for the longbow? Probably the Battlemaster is the answer. Now, nobody has longbow affinities, for sure. So we're going to do something kind of like that. We'll see how this plays out and if we need to make any adjustments to the longbow. The Mauler's underweight, and Darius is a moron, but none of that is new news. So the Battlemaster, the Awesome, and the Orion are currently kind of relegated to backup roles. And we kind of want to move the Corsair into that eventually as well. I'm not super thrilled with the current loadout of the Corsair. We're going to be evaluating the longbow this mission and seeing how it performs and what it might need. And I'm not 100% sold on its current loadout, but that's going to be what we're going to be doing on the longbow. The Corsair, we're definitely in the market for a solid upgrade. The Madcap Mark II, we are as well. And we'd like that to be like a Salamander or a Sorcerer or something along those lines. But we need salvage for that to happen, and we have to find the right mechs, and that's going to be a bit challenging. Like, the quirks on the Madcap Mark II aren't really ideal for what we're having it do, and that's okay, but the Salamander is a lot more effective. There's no doubt about that. For now, though, we need to capture the Merrick Research Station. We've long suspected that there's a Merrick research station hidden in the Alula Australis system, and we've finally gotten wind of its possible location. We need a few brave and plausibly deniable mercenaries to secure the location for a dropship extraction of any valuable scientific personnel. Commander, plausible deniability is our specialty. So I don't know why I've been having OBS issues, specifically with RogueTech, in the last couple days. That's a little strange. There wasn't an update to OBS. I suppose there was an update to RogueTech, but I wouldn't think that that would be having an impact on that. It's very strange. I don't know. I've never had the mic just cut out like that before, and I've also never had it crash like it did yesterday, so who knows. So we need to move up, and we do see turret emplacements. That's not shocking. We're expecting those to be like artillery Long Tom Arrow 4 style turrets. And we would like to drop somewhere with LOS. This does not have cover, but it has solid LOS on a number of those turrets, and that's exactly what we're looking for. We want to advance up this way as quickly as we can, and hopefully just hammer this out very, very fast. There's no cover, but there's not a lot of cover elsewhere either. I mean, we could think about... we can't deploy over here. So we could deploy up here and make our way up this way, but there's no cover up here either. So I think we're better off deploying down here and just making our way up. It's going to take a little time, and we're going to be exposed as we go, but we should be able to eliminate these turrets very, very quickly, is the overall idea. So we're going to jump over to round 2, and we do immediately see a Cyclops, we see an Atlas, and we see an Arrow 4 turret as expected. Cyclops moves up, fires at our Mauler. Gets a solid hit. We are braced, so there's that. There is a Merrick support lance, but I believe that's this Cyclops and Atlas. This is an Arrow 4 turret, and a Sniper Cannon turret, and a Sniper Cannon turret. Okay. So they've got the quad artillery turrets. We're going to need to eliminate those, and those are going to be the top priority for right now. They're hitting the Salamander. That's okay. So we know that they have 2 units out over here. That's unsurprising. That is another Atlas and somebody up on that cliff. That Atlas didn't fire. A Cyclops. Okay. So 2 Cyclops, 2 Atlas. The Mauler is going to make its way up over this way.
Moving out.
And we're going to fire 85.3, 75.7, 75.7, and 93.5. We may actually be able to take out this Arrow 4 turret here. 146, 30, 30, 30, 30. I don't think we need our AAs, so this would be a slight overheat alert, but let's go ahead and take this. We may be able to destroy this Arrow 4 turret with just this salvo.
I'm out of long-range missiles.
Well, they're AA missiles, but yeah. We didn't quite make it through the armor. That's okay. The Madcap Mark II is going to move up. We actually see a rear arc on this Atlas, and we're absolutely going to take that. We'll Warlord that, and we're going to fire on him.
Firing, rear arc.
That's the structure exposure there. Next up, we're going to move in with our Annihilator. Now, I want to check hit odds here. Technically, the Arrow 4 turret is what we should go for here. Hopefully, we don't backstab our friend. Odds are on our favor, but it is a possibility.
Affirmative.
Okay. The Arrow 4 turret is
Target
crit, but it's not gone, surprisingly. That thing took a big beating there. Okay.
What do you need?
So the Corsair is going to move up. It's also going to be hitting the rear arc of this Atlas. Now, we could see a kill here. It's a little unlikely unless he's got an XL engine. Which... oh, that's a lot of ammo in those torsos. We could easily see an ammo explosion here.
I have the advantage.
Unless we shoot like that. Okay. Nope, there's the ammo explosion. Excellent.
Mech destroyed.
So that Atlas is already out of here. Perfect. One down. Next up, our longbow is going to move up here.
Heading out.
And the longbow is going to target this Arrow 4. This Arrow 4 is massively overkill. So we're going to go up here, and we're going to Warlord it. 80% hit odds. Do we have other ammo types? We could fire Artemis 4. We have less Artemis 4, but I do want to eliminate this Arrow 4 turret. I do think it's maybe a little unlikely that we get the kill, but let's see. Yeah, a little on the unlikely side, but we did manage to reduce his armor by a lot. The Salamander is going to sprint up as much as possible because I want to be able to fire on the Thumper turret over here. I don't think Warlording is useful. We'll just go for the Thumper.
Here we go.
Excellent. The Thumper turret's out of here.
Enemy eliminated.
So there's one of their artillery turrets gone. Next up, we are going to move up our Bull Shark. The Bull Shark
Moving to position.
is going to drop artillery on the Cyclops and hopefully eliminate the Arrow 4 simultaneously. That's the idea here.
Engaging target.
That was not a great shot. It landed on the wrong side of the Cyclops. We're going to try again with the Atlas, which is going to move up over here. Do we have a backstop for firing direct? Not really. But I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay.
No splash out over here. It's a little too far away. That's sad. I was hoping that that would be close enough. And to be fair with the long tom, it would have if the long tom had hit on this side or dead on. But it didn't. So we're going to take some pretty hefty armor damage here. Rude.
Reporting. Heat gauge is redlining.
He's actually running heat.
Watch my heat.
Oof.
Getting banged up real good here. Hey, I'm overheating.
Yeah, they have a lot of heat in those. There's no doubt about it.
Oh,
I wish I could look at what we've got going on.
I'm wounded, Commander.
Yeah, I'm aware, but I can't see anything. The Cyclops gets up, and the Salamander is shut down and knocked down. The Mauler is overheated. The Cyclops goes for the Salamander and actually misses its Gauss, which is shocking. But all things considered, that could have gone a lot worse, in my opinion. They're shooting at the Boar's Head? I don't know why they're doing this. This is foolish. Yeah, this is not as bad as I was expecting, in all honesty. Yeah, go for the Salamander. That's what you should be shooting at, not the Boar's Head. Like, this is free. Now, the Salamander is wildly overheated.
Yes,
The longbow is going to move up here. And it is going to go for the kill on, I think... This is overkill here. We're going to go for the kill on this Arrow 4. I think that we do get the kill on it. Yes, we do. Perfect.
Let's do it.
So now they're down to 2 artillery turrets remaining. They have their sniper cannon, and they have their Arrow 4, which is almost gone. At this point, the Corsair is going to move up, and the Corsair is a good candidate for removing the Arrow 4 turret. We're going to go ahead and do that. There we go. Their Arrow 4 is off the field. That's a huge, huge deal. We do not like their Arrow 4 at all.
Turret destroyed.
We were hoping to do that last round, but it didn't quite happen. The Madcap Mark II is going to sprint forward up to here, as far as it can. Okay. Next up, our Mauler is mostly going to want to stay put. We're going to just back off to here and brace and fail our shutdown override. Our heat was very high. We're just glad that we're not getting ammo explosions. So we're going to move up to here with the Annihilator. We should be able to shoot over the head of our Salamander very easily here, in theory. I'm going to Warlord this because the odds aren't great, but we're going to pot shot out at this Sniper Cannon turret. We could kill the Sniper Cannon turret with the improved HGRs here. In theory, but it's unlikely. Well, that's one hit there. And the other one, I think, struck like over here. We did not hit our Salamander, so that's what matters. The Bull Shark is going to move up. And what are we going to shoot at here? It's a good question. I kind of feel like the Atlas. We just want to armor strip it.
Firing on target.
Okay, sounds good. So all things considered, we haven't taken all that much damage from their artillery, and that's great. Now we're going to fire on the Sniper Cannon with the Boar's Head here. I want it dead. I do not want it to fire again. Not a great shot with the Sniper Artillery. The Arrow 4 did hit, and the LRMs finished it off.
Target.
So their turrets are out of here. They no longer have any artillery turrets. Beautiful.
Orders.
Our Salamander is going to restart.
Keep an eye on my heat, Commander.
And it is knocked down right now. In fact, I think we failed the startup check. The Longbow is going to move up here, and we're definitely running a little hot, at least in this desert environment. We could not fire the LRM-20 Zeus here, and just fire standard three standard LRM-20s. This holds our heat even. If we want to drop heat, we just fire dual LRM-20s, and that's what we'll do for right now. Strip a little armor off of that Cyclops, but what we need to do is get advancing here.
Yeah.
So our Corsair is actually going to sprint up through the fire and sink his heat. Cool.
How's it going?
The Madcap Mark II is also going to sprint up, and we actually do get an LOS here, shockingly, on that Cyclops. It's not a great LOS, but it'll do. That Cyclops' armor is getting very low. It's a structure exposure. Perfect. And he lost his evasive, but he's going to move very soon. Okay. Damage on the Boar's Head is irrelevant. We don't care. Next up is going to be our Bull Shark, which is going to move up over here. And I think we're going to continue, like, hitting these. They're not grouped up, right? We're going to continue hitting the Atlas here. I want to get armor stripped off of him. That's, I believe, a knockdown. Yeah, that's happy. We're very glad about that. So that's going to be a pilot injury unless it isn't, which is a possibility. The Mauler is going to restart here. Those Fire Arrow 4s did a lot of heat. There's no doubt about that, but it ended up not... Whoa, hang on. Hang on a moment. He ran through the fire, panicked, ejected. Okay, cool.
Yes, Commander.
The Annihilator is going to advance through the fire here, up onto the road. We just need to make our way up this. We knew that this was always going to be the direction we had to go. We're going to, I think, have the Atlas start armor stripping the Cyclops. I'm not going to fire the LRM-20 due to heat.
I'll try.
Nice armor strip there, actually. That was really, really good. The Atlas gets up. And we'll see what he does. Shoots at the Salamander. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's exactly what they should be shooting at, to be fair. So we're going to restart the Salamander again. And apparently we also get up. I didn't expect to get up there.
Regained footing.
But cool. So our heat is under control now. The fire has gone out. And the Mauler is going to sprint on forward and sink the last remnants of the Arrow 4 heat. Perfect. The Salamander is now capable of sprinting forward, and so it shall.
Copy that.
With the 2 evasive pips, it's now much, much harder for them to hit.
Yes, come
Our
on.
longbow will move up, and we're just going to drop, I think, some LRM-20s on this guy. Something like this. Are we going to Warlord? Yes, we are. That will boost our odds from 29.2 up to 32.1. Beautiful. So that's some armor gone from the Atlas. I mean, Atlases have a lot of armor, so it'll take a bit. But we're going to sprint forward with our Annihilator here.
Double time.
They can't stop us at this point. It's a matter of time.
Yes, Commander.
The Madcat Mark II sprints up. We did get lucky that those massive overheats from the Arrow 4s didn't give us ammo explosions in the Salamander and the... Well, the Mauler couldn't have gotten ammo explosions unless the B-Pod can explode. Because we used the Light AA missile rack, and Gauss ammo doesn't explode, but the Gauss rifles theoretically could have. I don't know if they explode from heat, though.
Understood. Moving fast.
That's something I'd have to look up.
What? No.
So the Boar's Head is going to continue to move up here.
Moving to
And we're just going to continue hitting the Cyclops with the Boar's Head. I'd love to see the knockdown here. It is desert, so our heat is a little higher. That was actually pretty nice. We have exposed the structure of the Cyclops and a knockdown. Perfect. So that'll be a pilot injury there.
I will be done.
The Bull Shark is going to step forward, and we're going to continue to hit the Atlas with the Bull Shark. I'm splitting the artillery on purpose.
Locked and loaded.
Oh, that was an
Here it
overheat. I
comes.
should have checked how much. Probably not very. Yeah, that's okay.
I'm taking heat damage.
Ah, you're fine. The Atlas moves up and fires on the Annihilator. That's okay, too. We don't hate that. Oh. And then falls over and dies. Good job, Atlas. I don't know why he fell over and died, but he fell over and died. Cool. So all that's left now is the Cyclops, and honestly, our artillery and longbow is probably going to eliminate him pretty quickly. Now, we're a little out of range for that. The Mauler is going to just sprint up for now. Cool. Next up, the longbow is going to move up,
Moving to position.
and the real question is, yeah, we're a little out of range here. We're just going to do something like this to sink heat, but we are hitting his weak side. So this could kill. I'm actually going to do this. Fire an additional LRM-20.
Locked on.
That was a lot of internal damage there.
Critical hit, Commander.
Cool. So he lost his arm. And now our Corsair is, of course, not really able to get into LOS. It'll just sprint up the road.
Got it. No shooting.
No problem
just
there.
Running.
Receiving
The
you.
Madcat Mark II, similar story. Sprinting up the road.
On the move. Full speed.
Okay.
Standing
The
by.
Bull Shark is, of course, running a little hot.
Rolling.
And we're going to look to fire the Long Tom, but not the LRM-20. That is a small heat sink, so I like it. Ooh, that was a solid hit there.
Reporting critical hit.
That Cyclops is really
Taking
close to
damage.
dead. Our Annihilator will continue to move up the road. There we go.
Confirmed.
And the Salamander will sprint up the road as well. I mean, these guys aren't going to get into LOS, but we'll go ahead and do that. And we'll see what that Cyclops decides to do here. Shooting at the Madcat. Okay, it does 5 damage. I don't care. That is not relevant. Perfect. So the Boar's Head is going to move up a little bit here. Our heat is up there. We probably don't want to fire the LRMs here. Yeah, this is an even heat. But let's see what we get here. 2 misses there means that we don't have crit capability, but we do a fair amount of internal damage to that Cyclops. Shoots at the Corsair, gets a tiny amount of damage. We don't care.
Do they think they can hurt me?
I'm guessing that the longbow is going to get the kill here.
Standing by.
So we're going to move the longbow up over here. I really do think that this is going to be a kill. I'm even going to take an overheat for it. And there we go. Perfect. Now we need to scout the research station. But we will exit combat after this round, and that should be okay. Now, they may bring in reinforcements still.
Understood. Moving fast.
We'll see if they do. If they bring in reinforcements, I will have to put a cut in here, but I'm hoping that won't be the case. Okay, so there's the scout. Yeah, we know that they had turrets. Now we just need to occupy the base. So we'll get out of combat here. And I'm guessing that we already killed the units that were rallying back at the base.
Awaiting orders.
But we'll find out.
Confirmed.
So we'll move up the Annihilator here, and we'll exit combat shortly. Once we do, of course, things will get much, much quicker.
Moving to full throttle.
Still have to move the Bull Shark, which can sink its heat.
Full throttle.
Excellent. And the Boar's Head,
No.
which can sink its heat as well.
Right.
Exiting combat. Perfect. So now we're just going to make our way on in, and we just need to occupy the base. So that should be fairly quick.
Heading out.
On the move.
At least if RogueTech can keep up. The longbow will sink its heat. Perfect. Okay.
Onward.
So I do expect that we are able to finish this round. I don't actually think that there's going to be another Lance, but we'll find out.
Coordinates received.
Dropship is going to land over here. Yep, that's expected.
Consider me there.
Heads up,
Oh, we
Commander.
do have
Got
hostiles.
hostile contact
Okay.
inbound.
Well, where are they? We have no idea. Okay, well, we don't know where they are. We're going to probably want to reserve until they move and update the sensors. That's probably going to be what happens here. But I am going to put a cut in here because we are over time, and we do have another round of reinforcements on the way in. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.